Ferdinand Magellan, born in 1480, was a Portuguese explorer renowned for leading the first expedition to circumnavigate the globe. This monumental journey proved the Earth's roundness and mapped the previously uncharted waters between the Atlantic and the Pacific Oceans. His voyages fundamentally changed Europeans' understanding of geography and opened up new trade routes. However, his journey was also fraught with hardship, mutiny, and tragedy. So let's dive into the key aspects of Magellan's historic journey. Born in Portugal, Magellan had served as a soldier and sailor in India, Southeast Asia, and Africa, gaining valuable experience in navigation and exploration. He became interested in finding a westward route to the Spice Islands, which are now known as the Maluku Islands in Indonesia, to rival the Portuguese route around Africa. After failing to get support from Portugal for his plans, he turned to Spain, where he gained backing from King Charles I, who later became Holy Roman Emperor Charles V. On September 20th, 1519, Magellan set sail from Seville, Spain with 5 ships: Trinidad, San Antonio, Concepcion, Santiago, and Victoria, and a crew of about 270 men of various nationalities. His goal was to reach the Spice Islands by sailing westward, a route never taken by Europeans. This would establish a Spanish-controlled route to Asia that avoided the long and arduous journey around Africa. The voyage faced hardships from the start, with tensions mounting as the journey grew longer than expected. The fleet sailed along the coast of South America, searching for a passage to the Pacific, and faced food shortages and harsh weather. While anchored at Puerto San Julian in modern-day Argentina during the winter of 1520, several officers mutinied. Magellan acted quickly, quelling the mutiny by executing or punishing those involved. On October 21st, 1520, Magellan finally found the narrow passage, now called the Strait of Magellan, at the southern tip of South America. This natural passage linked the Atlantic and Pacific Oceans and allowed Magellan's ships to continue westward. The journey through the strait was treacherous, with narrow, winding waters, rocks, and unpredictable currents. One of the ships, San Antonio, deserted and returned to Spain, leaving Magellan with only 4 ships to continue. After passing through the strait, Magellan's fleet entered the Pacific Ocean. They were the first Europeans to navigate this vast, unfamiliar sea, which he named Pacific due to its relatively calm waters compared to the Atlantic. The Pacific crossing took over 3 months and became one of the grimmest parts of the journey. The crew suffered from scurvy and starvation, resorting to eating rats, sawdust, and leather to survive. In March 1521, the fleet reached the Philippine Islands, becoming the first Europeans to arrive there. Magellan established friendly relations with some local leaders, converting them to Christianity, which was part of his mission to spread the faith. However, he soon became involved in local conflicts, siding with one chief, Raja Humabon, against a rival, Lapu-Lapu of Mactan Island. In the Battle of Mactan on April 27, 1521, Magellan was killed while leading a small force in an attack. His death left the expedition without its commander. After Magellan's death, the expedition continued under the command of Juan Sebastian Elcano, a Basque navigator. With only 2 ships left, they made their way to the Spice Islands and loaded their ships with valuable spices. One of the ships, Trinidad, was captured by the Portuguese, but Victoria, captained by Elcano, successfully completed the circumnavigation. Victoria returned to Spain on September 6, 1522, with only 18 of the original 270 crew members aboard. The successful circumnavigation proved that the Earth was indeed round and that the world's oceans were interconnected. It also expanded European knowledge of the globe's geography and set the stage for future global exploration. The voyage opened new possibilities for trade, although it also highlighted the dangers and limitations of westward routes to Asia. Magellan's journey underscored the physical and human costs of exploration, with a high mortality rate among the crew due to disease, starvation, and violence. The Strait of Magellan became a critical navigational route for centuries, and Magellan himself is remembered as one of the great figures in the age of exploration. Despite not completing the circumnavigation himself, his name remains associated with the accomplishment. Magellan's journey changed the course of history, mapping out previously unknown waters and demonstrating the feasibility of global travel, though at great peril and sacrifice.